Okay, so here we have, this is the first chapter, and this chapter is about fractions, different powers, and square roots, and more fractions, and there is more fraction word problems. So let's do it. First, what we have first is we have addition and subtraction of fractions. I'm going to write the topic and then I will do the actual problem solving. Fraction addition and subtraction. Oh, you can't see that, sadly. I think I will move it a little bit. Yeah, it should be here. Fraction addition and subtraction. And let's do the number one. In number one we have various exercises. So let's say we do 1/2 plus 2/3. How are we supposed to add the fractions? We have to find a common denominator to do that. So we have to make the bottom part which we call denominator, right? We have to make it the same in both of these fractions. So the way to do this is we have to multiply them by something, and we have to find LCM. We have to find LCM of 2 and 3. We have to find LCM. So LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. This is the least common multiple of 2 and 3, because both 2 and 3 can be multiplied by something to get 6. So 2 has to be multiplied by 3, and 3 has to be multiplied by 2. But we can't just multiply the bottom part. If you multiply the bottom part, you have to as well multiply the top part. So we do times 2, and here we do times 3. So we get 3 over 6 plus 4 over 6. And the answer is, now that we have the same denominator, we just add them together. And so what we get is we get 7 over 6, which we can write as a normal fraction, a mixed number, 1 and 1 over 6. Okay, we'll do a harder one. Let's go straight to E. Again, in this course, I will be going a little bit fast because we have a lot of information and I have to squeeze it tightly. So if you guys have some questions, or maybe you don't understand something, you can go back a little bit or pause the video, right? Or you can maybe slow it down a bit. Okay. Anyway, so let's do E. Let's do the E. In E we have 6 and 1/2 minus 2 and 5 over 8. So we can't just subtract the fractions when they look like this. We have to, you know what we have to do? We have to transform them a little bit. We have to transform them into the improper fractions. So how to do that? We have to multiply 6 by 2 and then add 1. 2 by 8 and then add 5. So I'm going to write it down. 6 times 2 plus 1 over 2 minus 2 times 8 plus 5 over 8. And the result is going to be 6 times 2 plus 1 equals to 13. 13 over 2 minus, we have 16. 16 plus 5 is 21, minus 21 over 8. So again, we have to find the common denominator. And for this, we have to find LCM. So we can multiply 2 by 4 to make it 8. We can make it 8 like this. And then we will get 13 times 4 is 52. 52 divided by 8, 52 over 8, minus 21 over 8. So 52 minus 21 is equal to 31 over 8. 31 over 8. Again, this number is improper fraction. We have to turn it. We have to turn it into a mixed number. So again, this is number 1. We'll do number 1 here. We have to turn it into a mixed number. And how to do this? We can divide this number by this number with a remainder, and we're gonna get what we're gonna get is 3 and 7 over 8. It's going to be the result. Okay, this is number 1. Let's get to number 2. Number 2 is multiplication of fractions and division. So fraction, let's write it down, fraction multiplication and division. And let's do number 2. And again, we're gonna do A. Let's do A, the easy one. Multiply the fraction, easy as pie. 3 over 5, we have 3 over 5 times 2 over 3. 2 over 3, so it's actually easier than adding the fraction, because what you have to do is you just have to multiply top by top and bottom by bottom, like this. 3 times 2 over 5 times 3 equals 2, 6 over 15. This can be simplified a little bit because both parts can be divided by 3. Both 6 and 15 can be divided by 3. And the result should be 2 over 5. This is the final result. Okay, and let's do B. Let's do B. I'll try to make the handwriting smaller because in B we have 2 and 1 over 3 times 3. 2 and 1/3 times 3 and what is it? 2/3? No, it's 1/3 as well. 3 and 1/3. And the result is going to be, so here again we cannot just multiply the fraction like this. So what we have to do is we have to convert it to improper fraction. So let's do it. So 2 times 3 and then plus 1 is equal to 2. So we write 2 times 3 plus 1 divided by 3 times 3 times 3 plus 1 divided by 3 equals 2 equals 2. 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3. 7 over 3 times 9 plus 1 is 10 over 3. So we get 10 over 3 in here. 7 over 3 times 10 over 3 is equal to 7 times 10 over 3 times 3. And the result is 70 over 9, which can be written as, so what you do is you divide 70 by 9. 70 divided by 9 equals to, it's like 63 divided by 9, which is 7. 7 with remainder of 7. Right? So our answer is 7 and 7 over 9. This is the answer to B. Okay, let's do C as well. Oh no, wait. I think I'm gonna go straight to E. Let's do E. So in E we have a division. Division in this case, 4 and 3/4. 4 and 3/4 divided by 2 and 2/5. Like this. 4 and 3/4 divided by 2 and 2/5. Let's do it. So how do we divide fractions? First, again, we do the same thing. We have to convert it to the improper fraction. This is what we do first. So we do 4 times 4 plus 3 over 4 divided by 2 times 5 plus 2 over 5. So again, one more time, how do we do this? So 4 and 3/4. Let me try to show you this. 4 and 3/4 equals 2. So we do 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 and plus 3. 4 times 4 plus 3. And we leave the denominator the same. Like this. This is how we convert from a mixed fraction to improper fraction. Anyway, I'm guessing you guys are familiar with this topic more or less because you're already in year 9 or year 8. So this shouldn't be a new topic to you. Okay, so let's do it. So 4 times 4 is 12 plus 3, so we have 15 over 4 divided by 2 times 5, 10, 12, 12 over 5. So divide in the fraction, easy as pie, flip the second fraction and then multiply. Let's do this. So we flip it. Flip the second fraction like this and then multiply. So it's equal to 15 over 4 times 5 over 12, right? We can cut it first a little bit. We can cut this and this. We can divide them by 3 and then we will get 4 here, and here we're gonna get 5. And then the answer is going to be 5 times 5 is 25 divided by 4 times 4, this is 16. So 25 over 16 equals 2, it's 1, and what do we have there? We have 9 over 16, 1 and 9 over 16. This is an answer to E. Okay, so well, we don't have enough space for the rest. I think I'm just gonna crop it. We did only this part. This is all we did on here, and I think we need to go to next page to finish this. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it again. Let's do the second part of it. Workout. Okay, so what do we have? What do we have here? Number 3 is like a combination of subtraction and multiplication, addition, like all together. More challenging exercises. Let's do it. So we have in 3, number 3, let's do A. So in A we have 1 and 3/4 plus 1 and 3 over 7 times 2 and 1 over 3. Okay, here you have to remember about BOD mass or bead mass, as it's also called. Bead mass, I will write it here, I think. Bead mass. Brackets always come first. Brackets always come first. I think I have to write it here. Bead mass. Okay, so brackets always first. Then indices. Indices, it means powers and roots. Then division, of course. Then multiplication, addition, subtraction. Division, multiplication, and addition, subtraction, they are equal. So if you see plus and then minus, you don't think, first plus then minus. You think from left to the right, like this, if you have only addition and subtraction, for example. Okay, let's get going with this. So let's do it. So what we have to do first, according to bead mass, is we have to do multiplication. So not this, but we have to do this first. Yeah? So first we multiply. We can, you know what we can do? We can split it. Or should we? Okay, you know what? Actually, why not? Actually, why not? I'm gonna put it somewhere else. Bead mass. Let's put it here. Equals 2 equals 2. Equals to what? Let's figure it out. So we have to, okay, of course, first we have to convert them all to improper fractions. So let's do that. So 1 times 4, I will try to do it faster, okay, because I'm assuming you guys know this topic more or less. 1 times 4 and then plus 3. So we get 7 over 4 plus, and then we go 10 over 7 times, and then we go 7 over 3. 10 over 7 times 7 over 3. So of course we do this first. This comes first, so we do 10 over 7 times 7 over 3. Is actually 7 can be cancelled, like this. And then we get 7 over 4, which we don't touch yet. We don't do anything yet. First we do multiplication. 7 over 4 plus 10 over 3. This is what we got. So from this whole thing, we got 10 over 3, like this. Let me do it like that. So 7 over 4 plus 10 over 3. How do we add them together? This we do times 3. Times 3, this we do times 4. Of course, we find common denominator. And and then we're gonna have 21 over 12 plus 40 over 12, which is equal to 61 over 12, which is equal to 5 and 1 over 12, like this. Okay, I hope it makes sense to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Okay, wait, I'm trying to move it properly. Okay, finally I can move it. I think I will keep it here. Bit mess. Okay, and then let's do D. Wow, it looks so scary. Look at that. Look at the D part. So we have, what do we have is we have 1. Let me draw this thing, yeah, like this. So we have 1 and 1/3 plus 2 over 7 divided by 1 and 1 over 7 times 2 and 5 over 6. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated because it may look like we should do this first, because this is division, but actually no. It actually looks like this. If you try, you can transform it, it's going to look like this. So it's going to be 1 and 1/3 plus 2 over 7, and then divided by, you see, actually there's brackets in there, but it's just because of like how you write it, you can see that. It's divided by 1 and 1 over 7 times 2 and 5 over 6. Like this, actually. And then let's figure it out. Let's figure out this thing. So what we have to do is we have to add this and multiply this first, because it's in the brackets, and first thing is always in the brackets. We can do it in, like, okay, let's just do it like step by step. So first I'm gonna make them all improper fractions. So I'm gonna write it like this. 4 over 3 plus 2 over 7 division, divided by, and 1 and 1 over 7, it's like 8 over 7. 8 over 7 times 2 times 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17. So it's 17 over 6. Look at this interesting example. Okay, and now what we have to do is we have to add this together, and we have to multiply this as well. Two things at the same time, kind of. Okay, so let's do it. So we have to find the common denominator. So it's times 7 times 7 times 3 times 3. And here we have to just multiply them. We can actually cut them a little bit. We can cut them like this. So this and this. We can divide it by 2. And then it becomes 3 and 4, like this. So let's do it. Let's do this. So we're gonna get times 7 times 7. So we have 28 over 7 plus, oh, not over 7, sorry. 28 over 21. 28 over 21 plus 6 over 21 divided by, and now we have to times this, so we do 4 times 17. 4 times 17, how much is it? 40, 28, 68, right? 68 divided by 7 times 3 is 21, like this, ladies and gentlemen. And let's keep writing. 28 over 21 plus 6 over 21 is 34 over 21, and we don't need brackets anymore, actually. 34 over 21 divided by 68 over 21. We have to flip it. Now we have to flip this. Flip it like this. And then we're gonna get 34 over 21 multiplied by 21 over 68. This and this can be cancelled very easily, right? And actually 34 and 68, they can be divided by 2. Oh, sorry, not by 2. Actually, they can be divided by 34, both of them. Both of them can be divided by 34. And then the answer is going to be 1 here and 2 here. So the answer in the end to this scary big expression, the answer is just 1 over 2. That's it. Okay, so this was D, and I think should we do E? Yeah, I think let's do E, just to make sure that you guys understand. Let's do E as well. In E we have 1 and 1/2 to the power of 2 divided by 2 and 1 over 5 minus 1 and 1 over 4, like this. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so first, okay, let's write it. Let's write it properly first. That is important. 1 and 1/2 to the power of 2 divided by, and then we have in the brackets 2 and 1 over 5 minus 1 and 1 over 4. Okay, so of course, what we do first is we convert them to improper fractions. Let's do it. So we're gonna have 3 over 2 to power 2 divided by, and then we have 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11, so it's 11 over 5 minus 5 over 4, like this. Okay, so we can do 3 over 2 to the power of 2. I think I'm gonna like write it somewhere here. 3 over 2 to the power of 2 is the same as 3 over 2 times itself, like this. This is what power means, right? So it's going to be equal to 9 over 4. So this is going to be equal to 9 over 4 divided by, and here we have to find the common denominator. So here we multiply by, by 4, multiply by 4. Here we multiply by 5, like this. And so what do we get? What we get is we get 44 over 20 minus 25 over 20, like this. And the result is 9 over 4 divided by 44 minus 25 is equal to 19. 19 over 20. So divided by, so if it's division, we have to flip it. And then we can multiply. So it's 9 over 4 times 20 over 19. Like this, ladies and gentlemen. Please pay attention. It's a pretty hard example. 20 and 4, like this. So what we get 1 here and we get 5 here. I'm dividing them both by 4. Like 20 divided by 4 is 5. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So what we have left is we have 9 times 5, 9 over 1 times 5 over 19, so we get 45 over 19, which is the same as 2 and 7 over 19. That's number 3 for you. Okay. Let's see, what do we have? What do we have in terms of time? I think we have enough time to do number 4 as well. Let's do number 4 again. It's a lot of stuff. I shouldn't try to fit 3 exercises in one page because those are like really long. So I will just leave this, and then I go to the next page, and I can take number 4. Let's try to do it. Number 4. So number 4 is about powers, and for powers I think I have to remind you some laws that help us to multiply numbers with powers. So the laws are like this: x times power a. Where should I write those laws? I think here is fine. Yeah, x times power a, x in power a, sorry, x to power a times x in power b is equal to x in power a plus b, like this. X in power a divided by x in power b equals to x in power a minus b. Again, this is the laws. I think I will try to, yeah, make them look nice, like this. Okay. And then one more law is if we have x to the power of a and then brackets and then to the power of b, it's equal to x to the power a times b, like this, another law. And I think this is all we have to use for today. And there is actually a couple more of them, but maybe next time. Okay, so we have 2 times 4 a, we have 2 times 4, 2 in power 4, 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 2 equals 2. And now we have to look at what does it remind you of? It probably should remind you of this law, right? So it's equal to 2 to the power 4 plus 2, which is equal to 2 to the power 6. Yeah, let's do b. In b we have 5 to the power of 8 divided by 5 to the power of 2. This should remind you probably this, right? So it's going to be 5 to the power 8 minus 2, which is 5 to the power of 6. They just ask us to simplify. They don't ask us to actually find it. They just tell us like simplify, that's it. So, okay, you can do that. But actually, if you want, you can find an answer. Like you can get your calculator. Where's my calculator? Oh yeah, it's here, it's here. We can get the calculator and you can just like calculate 5. By the way, the power is here, right? This button. I think your calculator should be similar to this one. 5 to the power of 6 is equal to 15,000. Wow, that's a big number. 15,625. And 2 to the power of 6, if I remember right, I think it's 64. 64. 2 to the power of 6. Okay, let's do C. Okay, C is actually interesting. 4 to the power of 8 divided by 4 to the power of 12. And okay, so here comes another law of powers. I will show you how it works. So this is going to be 4 to the power 8 minus 12. And you can notice that it's going to be a negative power, right? It's going to be a negative power. So 4 to the power negative 4. How do we do this? And the way we do this is by using another law. So x to the power of minus a is equal to 1 divided by x to the power a. So I'm gonna try to make it look nice. Yeah, like this. Another one, another law in here. So 4 to the power minus 4 equals to 1 divided by 4 to the power of 4. What's 4 to the power of 4? I think I remember it. 4 is like, what is it, 16, 64, 256, right? It's 256, so it's going to be 1 over 256. Again, I'm not sure it's necessary because they just tell you to simplify, but okay, I mean, I'm simplifying it. Alright, so let's do a couple more of them, and I think we will have to continue this on the next lesson. Okay, so if we go, let's do F. Let's do F. In F we have 9 to the power of 20 divided by 9 times 9 to the power of 9 and then to the power of 2. Okay, all right. So let's do it. 9 to the power of 20. And so the way to do this, 9 to the power 9. Okay, so this is interesting. 9 times 9 to the power of 9. So 9 by itself is already 9 to the power of 1. You have to think about this. And let's write it. So 920, and this should remind you of the first property of powers. And so what we get is we get 9 to the power of 10 and then to the power of 2. And this should remind you of the third property which I wrote here, right? So that is equal to 9 power of 20 divided by 9 power of 10 times power of 2. 9 power of 20 divided by 9 to the power of 20. This is the same thing, so it's equal to 1. That's it. Okay, as a homework, if you guys want to practice a little bit, you can try to do G and H. You can pause this video, take a screenshot, and try to do this by yourself. Okay, see you next time.